Hey, welcome back to Waking the Mystic, where we celebrate who and what we are. Today's topic of discussion is all about the point of view, the snapshot in time, where there are infinite points of view, infinite perspectives, and how we tend to defend our point of view, our need to be right, our need to protect our point of view, when in reality each viewpoint is valid. None is better or worse than the other. All are equal in the divine playing field. There is no hierarchy. There is no right or wrong point of view. And when we can accept this, that others' point of views are just as valid as our own, we can feel the peace of that, because there's no longer a need for to protect ourselves, the conflict that brings to the world when we all need to defend our perspectives, because nobody can walk your walk, talk your talk. Nobody. You are you and you are it. So it's a beautiful confirmation of the truth, really, and finding peace in this acceptance and knowing that your perspective is absolutely 100% true, and so is everyone else's. It's a tough one. Thanks for listening. We perceive through the lens of our conditioning, which simply means we see the objective world through our patterns of thought and identification with these patterns. A perspective, point of view, or frame of reference is a particular snapshot in time and space of a certain aspect of all that is. All that is, the absolute, is all that can ever be. Each is focused, or our attention is given to infinite snapshots throughout the day. If we take an empty square and place a dot in the center, we now have the point of view of the dot within the square. The dot has the point of view of the lines surrounding it, and the lines have the point of view of the dot. And as we look at the whole square from a higher point of view, meaning from the outside looking in, we have several points of view of the square with a dot in its center. Take away that square and dot, and what remains is the empty space with no thing to perceive. As you look out into the objective world, there are infinite points of view, and each is valid, for each is designed from the same source. It is always a level playing field. Not one point of view is better than the other. As you notice the lens through which you perceive another's point of view, you can see how the identification of your own point of view creates conflict, judgments, and discord. Or it may create a sense of superiority. A poor man perceiving life is just as valid as a king's. The difference is the level of identification you have with the thought patterns and conditioning you have been veiled with. Allowing all perspectives as valid and releasing the limitations placed on your point of view allows for a limited point of view to broaden, expand, and encompass much more of the all that is available at all times. When the veil lifts, more of who you are shines forth, and less can affect you or your point of view. As children, you are subject to your family's and society's points of view. Think about your conventional life. You have a home, you're hooked on your phone, and you go to work. Think about the life of a Peruvian shaman living deep in the rainforest. could you possibly see from that point of view? No, not until you lifted the veil of your limited conditioned ideas about what surrounds you. Could you even imagine that perspective? Yet each of you have been a Peruvian shaman, a king, a prisoner, a warrior, a priest, and so forth. These are simply points of view in the vast network of all that is. Relax the idea of the need to be right, to be correct, to be in control. For these ideas are false, and can never be proved. You are simply reinforcing your own belief systems over and over again by suggesting you are right. Yet no one else will ever share your convictions. For how can they, when they have their own point of view? The need to correct, or the need for others to agree with your point of view, reinforces your identification with your persona, and this reinforces the idea that you need to protect yourself from those that do not agree with you. The world's stage is based on this division and has never resulted in a harmonious civilization. Dive into the emotion you feel when you are disagreed with. Feel the desire to be validated, the need to be right. Then ask yourself, what must I believe about myself to experience this emotion? Am I not the truth already? Why must another agree with my position if they can never be in my position in the first place? Can you value your perspective without another needing to validate it? Think about the journey of your life. Has anyone walked it with you? Can anyone ever perceive life the way you do? Aren't you validation enough? Rest in this knowing, and peace prevails all conflict.